Hi everyone. In this video, I want to talk about the difference between public goods and private goods. And we want to also discuss why we're putting public goods as an example of market failure. So private goods and public goods are exactly the opposite of each other. So basically, our private goods are those goods that belong to us. We paid for them. So we call them rival and excludable. Public goods, however, don't belong to anybody. So that's why we're saying that public goods are non-rival and non-excludable. But what does it mean when we say rival or excludable? So we say that, for instance, private goods are rival. It means that my consumption will impact your consumption. So as soon as I purchase the ticket for a concert, and let's say I choose seat number 10, that specific seat becomes unavailable to anybody else who is attending the concert. So that ticket is rival, meaning again, my consumption will impact other buyers' consumption. Private goods are also excludable, meaning that you have to pay for them. Otherwise, the seller, the producer can exclude you from using them. For public goods, however, we're saying that public goods are non-rival, meaning that many consumers can use public goods at the same time. So one person's consumption will not impact other customers in the market's consumption. Also, public goods are non-excludable. It means that nobody can exclude you from using public goods. But does it mean that public goods are free? The answer is no. Ask yourself, who pays for public goods? The answer is us, taxpayers. So we have this kind of problem here because we're saying that public goods are non-excludable, but at the same time, they are not free because we are paying for them, right? So that's why we're putting actually public good as an example of market failure. Because people are smart, consumers are smart, and deep down, we're all free riders. We love to have free things. So if there is free pizza on campus, there will be a long line because we want to take that free pizza, right? It's the same thing with public goods. Our consumers know that however public goods are they are not free, but at the same time, nobody can exclude them from using them. You look at the examples that we have here for public goods. So national defense, firefighter services, free education, walking in the park, driving in a highway. These are examples of public goods, right? So even if you don't pay your taxes, you can still walk in the park, right? Because park is non-excludable. Even if you don't pay your taxes, you can still come to our campus at Sci-Fair and use the Harris County Library we have on our campus because these public goods are non-excludable. But remember, if we have a lot of free riders in our society, we will end up with sending wrong signal to the producers or the suppliers of public goods because we will have a demand side market failure. Remember at the beginning of chapter 4, we talked about demand side market failure and supply side market failure. Whenever the demand doesn't do its job, which is showing the relationship between price and quantity demanded, it's also another important job that demand has is to show our willingness to pay, our consumers' willingness to pay. If many people know that they can get away with using public goods without paying for them, so actual demand for public good doesn't show how much we are willing to pay. It doesn't show the willingness to pay of the consumers for public goods because there are many consumers that want to take the advantage of the non-excludability part of public good and use it for free. So eventually demand for public goods will not show that willingness to pay. So as we increase the number of free riders in the society, the demand will collapse eventually. If there is no demand, there is no supply, but we still need public goods. We still need highways. We still need roads, parks, public schools, right? So because of this free rider problem that we have, remember that private sector, private producers are not really interested or willing to make public goods for us because they are aware of the demand side market failure that comes with public goods. They are aware of the free rider problem, and they do not have the resources to force the free riders to pay their share of using public goods. But since we still need public goods, we should find another producer. And that producer is government, because government has the sources. Government has IRS. So government can force everybody, even the free riders, to pay their taxes. So the solution for this free rider problem that comes with public good is government. Government should be in charge of making public goods. And of course, the government can force everybody to pay their taxes. That's how the government basically funds the public goods. I hope that you find it helpful. Till next time.